Cognizant to the needs of our learners, parents, and teachers, the Department of Education provided us with powerful tools for productivity that will allow us to foster critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, communication and collaboration skills to be compassionate, responsible global citizens. Join us and discover new ideas in our series of professional development training program with the ICTS Edtech Unit and Microsoft Education Philippines. Together, we will equip our learners and empower our fellow educators for a dynamic future. Para sa bata, para sa bayan, at para sa guro. Sulong Edukalidad.
Magandang araw, Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETUlay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETUlay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng ICTS Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del P. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETUlay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
Good afternoon sa lahat ng ating mga learners na nanonood sa araw na ito. Kayo man ay bago sa coding o sa pagpo-program, ay okay po kayo dito dahil gagabayan ko po kayo sa proseso, sa step-by-step na ito. Sabi nga natin, this is a special offering ng ETUlay. And when we talk about coding and programming, ito po yung forward technology na tinatawag at importante na ito yung skill na matutuhan ng marami sa atin. So, if you are just new, pwede nyo pong balikan mamaya o panoorin ang ating Week 1, Week 2, Week 3 episodes ng coding dahil ito po ay continuous session. So, sa ating mga mag-aaral na nakatutok, magulang man o edtech enthusiast o yung mga kapwa ko guro na gustong matutunan ito, siguradong hawak na ninyo ang inyong mga ballpen at ang inyong notes o papel dahil atin ang sisimulan ang ating Week 4 session for coding. Yan. At kung kayo ay handa na, hit like or heart. Gagawin natin napakasimple ang ating talakayan tungkol sa coding. So, to my dear participants, we are now at our Lesson 3 session. We are still focused on to the CSS basics, part 2 na to, at ang ating tutukuyin ay ang tinatawag natin ng mga common styles. Huwag kayong kabahan o matakot pag sinabi natin coding dahil gagawin natin itong unti-unti hanggang sa makapag-produce kayo ng inyong sariling mga codes na pwedeng makakreate ng isang website. And these are our objectives for the day. Number 1, you will learn the basics of CSS while building a personal website that could run offline. Pero syempre, kapag gusto mo na siyang i-up, ilalagay mo na siya sa isang server para tumakbo, doon na natin siya i-up. Okay? But for now, you will learn the basics of it. And we are going to focus on to the style background, text, adding an image, and adding a logo. Next, you're going to use and simulate codes by using your notepad. So ang pinakasimpleng material na magagamit natin mula sa inyong laptop ay ang inyong mismong notepad. And for you to gather the resources, what we needing today, you can simply download the assets for this activity in this link below. You can go to tinyurl.com/etulay-coding. Ano ang makikita natin sa assets na ito? Dito nyo makikita yung mga materials na ating gagamitin for our episode today or for our tutorial. Diyan din nyo makikita yung finished code na nagawaan natin from weeks 1 to 3 at continuation na ang ating session sa araw na ito. So tandaan, pwede nyong kunin dito sa tinyurl.com/ETUlay coding. At ganito po ang makikita ninyo doon. Okay? Ito po siya. So once you click that one, ang makikita nyo po ay etong assets at itong main.html. Ang gagawin nyo lamang po ay i-download ang main.html. Ganon din yung asset. I-download nyo po lang ng buo. At ang laman ng asset ay ito po. Makakakita kayo rito ng BG or the background na ating gagamitin today at ang ETU.logo o yung mismong logo material na ating gagamitin for our session. So yan po ang inyong makikita doon po sa link na iyon. Now, going back to my presentation. Last time, we have studied all about the doctype, head and body foundation or structure ng ating code. And we call this as the boilerplate. Remember, the boilerplate is composed of these three, the doctype, kung anong klase tayo ng doctype, at sabi nga natin, we are creating an HTML5 format, kaya ang gagamitin natin ay exclamation point, doctype, HTML. Okay? Now, after that, we also learned how to use a head format, at sabi nga natin kapag tinatapos ang isang tag, we put a slash. And then after that, we also learn about the body. Again, if you want to review, go back and go to commons.deped.gov.ph, look for week 1, week 2, and week 3. The sessions are there and even the presentation tools. So, ito yung sample ng code na ating ginawa last time. Everything na ito na nakikita ninyo sa code na ito ay makikita sa main.html. So if ever you have downloaded the main.html, ganito lamang po ang proseso kung paano yung gagawin. Place it in a folder all together, gaya po ng nakikita ninyo. Make sure that you place it in one folder, gaya po nito. At kapag nakita na ninyo yung main, right-click that and use Open with Notepad. Buksan yung main.html gamit ang inyong notepad at makikita po ninyo yung material na nandiyan. Yan ang ating gagamitin sa araw nito. So you have a backup and this is the style. Okay? Kung nakuha na, we move on. Remember, etong style format na nakikita ninyo ay ginawa na natin nung weeks 2, week 2, weeks 3. Dudugtungan lang natin yan ngayon. So, if you're ready, let's begin. You can change the background color by using the background property. I repeat, you can change the background color by using the background property. To do that, you need to simply add this format in our body. First, indicate the background and tell what color. Remember, you need to indicate the background and give the color. For example, in this one, after typing the word background, colon, and then the word black, and then semicolon, ganito ang kalalabasan ngayon ng inyong material. Remember, how to do that? Simple lang po, gaya ng aking nabanggit, importante na alam natin kung ano ang itatype doon sa ating styling. At doon sa ating body format, itatype nyo ang word na background and then give its color. So to do that, tignan nyo po ang aking gagawin. Look, this is the word main. I'll open it using my notepad. And after opening it using my notepad, ang sabi ko kanina, gamit natin yung body, ito po, yung body, gamit ito, ilalagay natin yung mismong word na background. Remember, in-indicate natin sa presentation na word ay background, colon, and then give its color. So tignan niyo po ang gagawin ko. I'll type now the word background, colon, and then give a certain color. For example, gusto mo ay blue. Indicate mo lang ang blue, and then just close that tag, and then lagyan natin siya ng close na brackets. At pagkatapos niyan, simply hit the word save dun sa file na aking pina-download kanina. Now, after saving it, You go to your desktop kung saan mo naman siya na-save and then simply open it as a browser. I'll open it as a browser and look, blue ang naging kulay ngayon. Ngayon, babalikan ko yung code. What if I change it to other colors such as green? Change it to green, hit file and hit save. Go back again to the browser, refresh it. Look, it became green. So ano ang tinutukoy natin sa code na ito? Remember, we could always change the background of our website by indicating what color it is. Again, what's your clue? In the body, have the word background, colon, put a space, type the needed color that you want, and then semicolon, and then the close brackets. Kapag nasundan na ninyo, hit the word save, and then open that file in the browser, and you will see its appearance. For example, tutor mark, pwede bang pink? Type mo lang pink, hit file, hit save, and then go back, click refresh, and it's pink. Sana ay nakasunod. Again, for us to change the background, we need to indicate that. Going back to my presentation, now that you know that you can have a background for our HTML format or in CSS, ang susunod natin gagawin ay ito. The color property. Kapag sinabi natin color property, it's actually your text. So how to do that? Simply type down the word color and then what color kung anong gusto mong makita doon sa text mo. For example, you want it with white and here's what you have. Again, itatype mo lang yung word na color, put the colon, space, and the color of it para magbago yung color ng ating text. So, let's have that. Look, ang gagawin ko, tatanggalin ko muna itong close bracket kasi madadagdagan siya. I'll erase, press enter. Tab, tab, tab. Bakit tab? Para pumantay. Susunod, ang itatype ko ay color. Remember, color indicates the text color. Put the colon, and for example, I want to make it white. Put the semicolon, and then the close brackets. Ayan. Pagtapos na, hit the word save, and go back to your browser and click refresh. Kanina black yan, look, naging white. Tutor mark, parang hindi ko mabasa. Kaya, kinakailangan, importante na ang background at ang inyong color ay magko-complement. So, I'll go back to my background. I'll change it to black. Hit file, hit save. Then go back to the browser, refresh it. It's black. Now, it's readable. O, di ba? Napakadali lang. Nung nakaraang sessions natin, week 2 to week 3, naturuan ko kayo kung paano maglagay ng body format at ng ating title format. Ngayon, naturuan ko naman kayo kung paano natin babaguhin ang kanyang background. Remember, background indicates the background color, and when we say color, it's the text that we are changing colors. I hope that is clear. Kung nakuha, hit like or heart. Now, we go back to my presentation. Natapos natin ang dalawang activity. Background and color. Moving on. When we talk about font family, this is the property that you have an option kung anong font mo gusto makita yung ating activity. So, to do that, you need to type the code or the word font dash family colon and then whatever font style you like. Ang kinigandahan nito, kung sakaling wala ka ng font style na yun, pero siya, basta in-indicate mo, mahahanap at mahahanap niya para sa inyo. So, in my font family, I choose alphabeto. So remember, if you want to change it, itatype lang natin ang word na font family. Because by default, usually, Calibri or naka-Times New Roman yung font na nandiyan. Para mapalitan natin, i-indicate natin yung word na gusto natin o font na gusto natin. So, it will have to something like this. Remember, font dash family colon and then you need to type whatever font you like. So, to do that, let's go back. Again, I'll press enter, tab, tab, tab. at pagpantay na, I'll type font dash family, colon, and then space, and whatever font styles you like. For example, gusto ko Arial, semicolon, and then hit save. Go back now, and I'll refresh, and look, it became Arial. Nakuha? Kung gusto ko namang palitan, ay, alfabeto pala yung sample ni Tutor Mark. You could always go back and change to whatever font style you like. Hit file, hit save, go back, and refresh. And now, it's alfabeto. Hindi ba't kay dali lang? Natutunan nyo ngayon ang tatlong pagpapalit ng background, color, and this time, the text itself. Ganun lang kadali kung paano natin ito iibahin o aayusin. Remember the clue word, background, color, and font family or font dash family. Now, let's go back to my presentation. Di ba ang dali lang? Ito yung step-by-step procedure kung paano lang natin siya gagawin. So, this is the next thing. It's important for us to have a better understanding on how we are going to add images. And to add an image in our format, we could always use the IMG tag, like this one, IMG. And to have that, kinakailangan ay indicate natin kung ano ang URL ng isang material by having it inside a quotation mark like HTTPS. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Galing sa existing website ang iyong gagamitin na picture. Ganon ang paggamit ng image tag. Nilalagyan natin ng SRC kung saang source ito makukuha. Remember, to add an image, we need to add by putting the image tag and put or indicate the word SRC to indicate its source. After that, put the equal sign and a quotation mark kung saan makikita yon. And then the greater than and less than should be placed also in that image tag. So for example, Tutor Mark, what if I have a native file? Then you need to understand that there are two types of URL. The first one is the absolute URL, and the next one is a relative URL. Ano yung absolute URL? Yan yung may mga HTTP or HTTPS. Ano naman yung relative URL? Yan yung internally na nandyan sa inyong laptop, kagaya ng pinadownload ko kanina sa inyo na asset. Ibig sabihin, pwede tayo gumamit ng available online. Yun nga lang, para tumakbo yung image na yun, you need to have an internet connection. If wala, ang makikita ninyo ay yung parang broken image. Kung sakaling internally naman, dahil test material yung siyang ginagawa, then you could use a relative URL. At yun ay nakikita sa current page ng inyong material. So, to do that, make sure that you have an IMG and SRC code in your material. So, to do that, nakita ninyo yung inilagay ko, IMG, SRC equals, open quotation mark, and then the file name with that JPEG file. Ilalagay ko siya sa body. So pagkatapos ng H1 tag ko, doon ko siya ilalagay. Okay? So again, pagkatapos ng H1 tag. So going back to my presentation, look, ito yung H1 tag na tinutukoy natin kanina. Okay? Diyan ko ilalagay, pagkatapos niyan, yung mismong image. So to do that, press enter there, and then after, less than, put the tag IMG, put a space, SRC, put the equal sign, and then put the quotation mark. It will indicate kung ano ito. At importante na nakalagay siya doon sa same document or sa same folder. Kapag wala siya sa same folder, hindi siya mahahanap. Tandaan, importanteng nakalagay siya sa the same folder. So ang file name natin ay ETU underscore logo, period, JPG or JPEG file, and then close quotation mark, and then greater than. Nakuha ba mga bata? Tandaan, for us to add the file, ngayon, inilagay ko yung file na ito dito at dapat nakikita sila sa aking material. So I will save it and look what will happen if I refresh it. Hindi nagpakita. Tutor Mark, bakit hindi nagpapakita? Yan yung sinasabi natin na broken link. Now, saan ko ba inilagay itong aking material? It's placed in my desktop. Ibig sabihin, yung image ay kinakailangang nakalagay din sa desktop para mahanap niya. Yan ang tinatawag nating relative URL because anything that you place there, dapat ay makikita. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, ang aking image file na hinahanap ay wala dito sa aking desktop. So, ang gagawin ko para nandun siya, I'll copy it first and put it in my desktop. And ideally, it's better to place it in one folder. Now, nailagay ko na siya sa desktop. Look what will happen if I refresh it. Boom! It's there. O, di ba? Ang galing. Ibig sabihin, mahanap yung mismong material kung siya ay nakalagay sa iisang location. So it's better for you to place the asset in one folder. And in that folder, mahahanap at mahahanap niya kung saan ito nailagay. Remember, it should always be placed in one folder. Going back, remember, to add an image material, type ing space src and then put the equal sign, open quotation mark, the file name, close quotation mark, and less than. Now that you have it, you could have something like this, gaya ng aking ipinakita, at importante na nakalagay nga sila sa iisang folder. If not, hindi na malulocate o hindi na mahanap yung iyong file. So, now that you have it, meron ka ng image na nailagay. Sir Mark, Tutor Mark, pwede bang magkaroon ng background? Tingnan nga natin kung anong background ko. Ang background ko ay totally black. Pwede bang magkaroon ng background ito? Ang sagot ko po ay pwede yung magkaroon ng background kung ating lalagyan. But there are 3 formats kung paano natin ilalagay ang ating background. So to do that, look at this one. You need to indicate the background, colon, and then the URL which is placed inside a quotation mark, just like what we did in the image file, like this. It should be placed in the body, doon sa ating style mismo. So ang gagawin natin, ilalagay ninyo o isisingit ninyo yung word na background, colon, URL. Tutor Mark, ano ba yung nilagay natin kanina? Look, our background earlier indicates only black. Kulay ang ating binanggit. Since we want something that is internally there, ang gagawin natin, papalitan natin yung black ng word na URL para hanapin niya kung anong URL ang ating ilalagay. We need to make sure that we place that one inside a quotation mark. Clear? So, look at this one. It's important for us to indicate it whether you place it in a folder named assets or sa case ko, dahil nilagay ko lang siya sa desktop, kinakailangan na sa desktop ko yung BG. Okay? Now, to do that, I will type now the word BG because that is the file name .jpg. After that, I need to put it in a close quotation mark, kagaya ng nakikita ninyo. So, if you want to put something like that, it's important that you place that one also in a parenthesis. At ganito ang magiging itsura niya. Para siyang tiles. So, to do that, I'll go back. It should be placed in a parenthesis. Take note, nakalagay dapat yan sa parenthesis. URL and then open parenthesis and then the open quotation mark. Pagkatapos ninyong ilagay yan na nakalagay na siya sa loob, nakalock na siya, gaya ng inyong nakikita, you need to save it. Okay? After saving that, go back again to the material and refresh it. Tutor Mark, bakit nag-white? Hindi nagpapakita. Tandaan, nakalagay sa desktop yung material. Nalagay ko na ba yung background doon sa desktop? The answer is not yet. So important na nakikita ang mga assets ninyo para ito ay ma-open. So I'll copy first the asset, ilalagay ko yung background sa aking desktop. Ngayon, magkikita kita sa desktop ang background, ang main na HTML at yung ETU logo. So, if I go back and refresh it, boom, it's there. O di ba? Nakakatawa. Nakita natin ngayon na, pwede pala yun. Ito ngayon yung ating material na ginawa. The HTML and CSS coding na ating inilagay with the logo and the background. Earlier, our background is just plain black. Pero ang ginawa natin, we indicate a URL, a relative URL. So ito ang kinalabasan niyan. Now, let's go back. Kung nasundan ninyo kung paano ang URL, gaya ng aking nabanggit doon sa background, it has different formats. Kung simple lang ang ating nilagay, it is a tile format. Puro siya pakahon. Gaya nito. Di ba pakahon? Ngayon, ayaw ko ng pakahon. Gusto ko medyo buo. Now, listen attentively. If you want to change or shift your background not into a tile format, we could always have the background dash size and have it cover, meaning i-cover niya ng buo. Remember the code, background dash size, colon, and cover. You will put it right down below the word background kung saan mo nilagay. Doon mo siya i-indicate. Take note. Our next code is background dash size, colon, and cover. Ito ang inyong ilalagay. So go back again to your HTML coding. Dito tayo kanina nag-end. Pinalitan natin yung background na black. Press enter. Type down background, dash. And then, pagkatapos natin ilagay yung dash, remember, you put the word size para i-indicate niya ano ang lapad o laki. Size. And then after that, put a colon, and then type down the word cover para i-cover niya entirely and put the semicolon. Remember, ito ang itatype ninyo after the URL para sa background, para maging buo siya. After that, hit the word save, go back to your presentation tool, hit refresh, and look what will happen. Wow! Nag-flatten na siya, na-cover niya yung buo. Pero supermark, parang hindi siya eksakto. Hindi nga siya eksakto kasi kinakailangan ayos ang kanyang format. Kaya, yung cover natin ay ginamit lang natin siya as entirely, hindi na siya magmumukhang tiles, but we need to add more important features in our background. So, kung nakuha na ito, let's move on. Remember, we are done with the background URL. Now we are done with the background dash size. Ganyan ang kalalabasan. Next, we also have the background dash position and we put it to center para gumitna na ngayon yung ating background image. At ito ang tatlong bagay na dapat ninyong tatandaan para maging center ang inyong image. Background dash position, colon, center. Again, background dash position, colon, center. So you need to go back to your notepad, press enter, click tab, 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 and then background, dash position, colon, and then type there, center. Bakit center? Parang nakagitna yung mismong image na ginamit ninyo. Hit the word save, go back again to your presentation, and hit refresh. Look what will happen. Gumitna na siya and you now have the perfect look for your activity. O di ba? Ang dali lang mag-coding. Sa simpleng pamamaraan ng pagdadaan ng mga pad tools na ating ipinakita, nakita ninyo na ganun lang pala kasimple ang pagdadagdag at pagbubuo ng mga materials na ginamit natin. So, to go back, remember, in changing the background, kung ayaw nyo ng plain color, ang gagawin ninyo, ilagay ay background, colon, URL, put inside the parenthesis and in a quotation mark kung ano ang kanyang URL. You can have an absolute URL which came from online or a relative URL which is coming from your device. After that, indicate the background size which will cover entirely your material and place it at the center para nakagitna yung image at maganda ang look nito. So, you will have something like this which I have shown to you earlier. So with that, ngayon nabuo ninyo, congratulations because you are done halfway in creating your web tool. Now, let's go back. Paano ang naging itsura nun? Imagine, in our week 1 to 3, ang tinuro ko sa inyong pagkukode ay kung paano natin ilalagay ang mga text na ito, kagaya ng mga paragraph tool na ito, at ang ating input data. Ngayon naman, natutunan ninyo kung paano maglagay ng mga image, sources, and background. So, looking back in our HTML coding, you learned the following. Indicating a doctype material for an HTML5, indicating the tab for heading or the head, indicating the title, giving the style, indicated using a text-aligned center, a background URL or a background color if gusto nyong simple lang, the background size for the cover, the background position, and the color for the text. In addition, you learned also how to use a font family. Next, last time, tinuro ko rin ang ibig sabihin ng H1 to H6, gaano kalaki ang inyong magiging text, ang paggamit ng paragraph tag, gaya nito. Also, for today, you learned about the use of an image source, kung paano siya gagamitin, at noong nakarang pagkikita, ang paglalagay ng input type for email, input type for submit button, and the placeholder for the input type email. All in all, you have a total of 16 different codes na natutunan. At sa 16 codes na inyong natutunan, ito na ang kinalabasan ng ating activity. Please make sure to constantly practice these codes because as we move on to the next stage next week, dadagdagan na natin to ng iba't ibang klase ng interactivity at makabubuo kayo ng isang interesting website na pwede ninyong magamit in the future. Like for example, you want to share or gusto mo nang magbenta ng website, magagamit mo to. Other than that, the codes are also useful when you create an application tools. Lahat ng inyong natutunan, magagamit ninyo in moving forward to different programming codes. Muli, ako si Tutor Mark na inyong makakasama para sa special program offering ng ETUlay. Walang iba kundi ang coding. We will make everything simple. Kaya kung nais ninyong mapanood ang previous episode ng coding, visit DepEd Commons. Visit the DepEd Commons by going to commons.deped.gov.ph or simply visit the Edtech Unit YouTube channel. Pwede rin pupuntahan ang DepEd TV YouTube channel. Magkita-kita ulit tayo next Monday para sa ating coding program. Bye-bye!
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETUlay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan bukas mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETUlay free online tutorial session sa English. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETUlay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!